Hey guys, Entertainment A with on Aaron Entertainment. This is a video, not a stream, right? But this is a wrestling nonsense video. I made two in the past, one in April and one in May. Go check them out. This is episode 3 of Wrestling Nonsense. And my title description is going to be about Baron Corbin suspended, Dean Ambrose coming back to WWE, and I don't know, Sasha Banks' new ring gear. I don't know what that's supposed to mean really. This is BS rumors, completely outrageous rumors. We know there's always rumors in different entertainment industries, like forms of rumors, but there's always very outlandish rumors that really don't make any sense. And this is coming from, if you're a wrestling fan, you know wrestling news now. This YouTube channel makes up completely crazy wrestling rumors that are really out there, and this YouTube channel has almost 850,000 subscribers. But here's the thing: not a lot of views, and not a lot of likes. Over 330 likes, and just over 10 dislikes. Even though these people are being fooled by this guy or whoever. There is some fishiness. This could be two people doing this, but I don't know. I can't prove it. But it doesn't matter. If there's one or two people, still the rumors are out there, like really out there, that have no bearing, that don't make sense. And we're gonna go through this. Okay, we're gonna go through this. Share audio.
Ring gear. We'll also be discussing Baron Corbin stealing the Money in the Bank briefcase and the huge breaking news involving that story. And
okay, we'll pause it here. The Baron Corbin stuff. So if you haven't been paying attention, Baron Corbin, the past few months, has been, well, more than losing. Actually has been losing everything. He's poor. He's lost everything: his car, his wife, his home, his kids. I don't know if he has kids in real life, but I don't know. I know he has a wife and home. Whatever. He doesn't have enough money for food. He even missing the storyline. He's been staying in production trucks. And he's begging for money from the universe and other fellow WWE superstars. And the kind of money, just to go by, the kind of money he's asking for was, yesterday on SmackDown, he's asking for the universe, each member of the WWE universe who's ever in the crowd, at least give him $1,000. Yeah, $1,000. This guy's in the past has been, in wrestling, not in real life, has been a jerk, a jackass, power hungry. And now karma's getting to him, and now he's at a point where he's begging, even insulting the fans and fellow superstars because he's desperate, out of desperation. And so yeah, that's the story. That's what's going on with this guy, Baron Corbin. This guy, Baron Corbin, right here.
Baron Corbin stealing the Money in the Bank briefcase and the huge breaking news involving that story.
Okay, so he did last night SmackDown. He did steal the Money in the Bank briefcase. If you don't know what I'm talking about, whoever wins this has a #1 contender title shot. He can cash it anytime he wants against the title of his choosing, Universal title or WWE Championship. And the winner from the pay-per-view back in July was Big E. But Corbin did steal last night.
Also, Dean Ambrose coming back to WWE at the SummerSlam pay-per-view. And what the heck does John Cena have to do with it? So let's get right into it.
Okay. The Dean Ambrose stuff coming back at SummerSlam, bullshit. But we'll get into that. And John Cena did mention his name last night on SmackDown in the opening segment. He did, and it was a great promo too. But we'll get in more detail. And I don't know about the Sasha Banks stuff. I don't know.
There is breaking news concerning Baron Corbin and the Money in the Bank briefcase. So if you saw Friday Night SmackDown, then you witnessed Baron Corbin.
Yes, this is
stealing
true. This
the
is
Money
correct.
in the Bank briefcase from the Money in the Bank contract
This
holder,
did happen last
Big
night.
E. Baron Corbin ran out of the arena with the briefcase and yelled that he was going to cash it in and become the next champion. Now, we don't know if he's going to cash it in on Roman Reigns.
He's a current
or
Universal
whoever.
Champion.
But what fans are wondering after this went off the air, because there really wasn't a lot of information about, is this legal? Is this going to hold up? Or is Big E...
Technically in wrestling, it is not legal because he didn't win it, so it's legally not his. He stole it, but we'll see. In wrestling, it's gonna be. It's not. They're not gonna go to court over it. He's not just gonna give it back. What's gonna happen? Well, I'll tell you what's gonna happen.
The rightful Money in the Bank contract holder. So
Correct.
Who currently is the rightful owner of the Money in the Bank briefcase?
That's correct.
According to a source, the plan is to have Baron Corbin believe that, oh, I get to have this briefcase and I can now cash it in because I'm holding it. It's in my possession. After all, possession is 9/10 of the law.
See, here's the problem. Do you remember, if you remember TLC 2020, the match between Drew McIntyre and AJ Styles for the WWE title. The Miz came in, right? And it became a triple threat match. But he remembered one thing. Miz never lost the Money in the Bank because he had the briefcase from 2020, not the 2021 version, and he lost. But it was his partner John Morrison who cashed it in. So technically, the rightful owner is the only one who could cash in. So what happened was Miz still kept the money in the briefcase, and he did cash it in a little bit later in 2021 in February because he had a year, right? So even if Corbin did cash in, it wouldn't affect Big E because it's not a legal cash in. But this is WWE and their storylines don't make sense right now. Technically, if you go by that logic, where I just explained what happened in TLC, Big E is only legally for Big E to cash it in because he's the rightful owner and legal owner.
But what WWE has in store for Baron Corbin is that they're going to make a huge announcement on the next episode of Friday Night SmackDown and tell him that he is not the Money in the Bank contract holder. Big E is. And because you illegally stole the briefcase, you are now suspended.
See, this guy is saying he's not the legal. He's next week. He's not the legal owner. Of course, that's right. But he doesn't know that he's gonna get suspended. This guy doesn't know that. What's probably gonna happen? Big E's gonna do whatever it takes to get back the briefcase. Maybe go to management, or you know what? Big E's a baby face, right? So he won't go to management and demand Corbin to get back the briefcase. What's gonna happen? I think Corbin's gonna keep the briefcase for a couple of weeks, and they're gonna have a match down the line where Big E gets the briefcase back, and they may have a match. The winner takes briefcase, whatever. Or Big E gets it back. That's what's gonna happen. He's not getting suspended, Corbin.
From WWE.
Fined, maybe he may get fined, but not suspended.
WWE. And this will play in to the whole Baron Corbin on a free fall, a downfall in life. He lost his money. He lost his family.
Fact.
He's broke.
True.
He's going to go bankrupt soon.
True. He's fine. He is. He can file for
bankruptcy.
bankruptcy.
From fans, from wrestlers.
Yeah.
And they're going to take the Money in the Bank briefcase away, give it back to Big E. And
that's not true yet, because we don't know. We have to wait till next Friday. We don't know that. And that's not how it goes. They're not with the babyface. They're not. A heel would demand the briefcase back. With a babyface, they'll try to get the briefcase back, but most likely by a match or something. I don't know. In a different way.
Then they will suspend Baron Corbin from WWE.
We don't know that. You don't know that.
Kind of the
maybe
part of the story of Baron Corbin's.
This guy doesn't have any sources. I don't know if he's suspended him.
Now he doesn't even have a job, as he is suspended from WWE.
But you're talking about suspended. That means he still has a job. He hasn't been fired. He hasn't been let go. Suspended is different than being fired.
The real reason why John
yeah,
Cena
oh my God, here we
brought up
go.
Dean Ambrose's name on Friday Night SmackDown has now been revealed. So if you saw Friday Night SmackDown, John Cena was doing a face-to-face segment with Roman Reigns.
Correct.
And John Cena was talking about what a bad person Roman Reigns is. And he said, "Oh, you're such a bad person. You drove Dean Ambrose
He did say
out
that.
of WWE."
So if you don't know who Dean Ambrose is, he was in WWE. Him and Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins, they came in WWE together, the Shield, right? So let's fast forward 6 years, 5 or 6 years. Dean Ambrose left WWE, 2019. He joins the startup company, the AEW, in May of 2019, but not as Dean Ambrose, but as John Moxley. And the reason for that is because he didn't like the direction WWE was going and his character was going. He wanted more freedom with his character. He wanted more freedom in terms of creativity and what he could do with his character. WWE has a limit with that. You have to go through so many channels for your character. AEW, they let your characters they let you guys put more of an input in your characters and let you be more of yourself than WWE does, you know?
And it got a huge reaction from fans.
It's true, it did.
John Cena brought up
It
this
was on
guy
Twitter.
who had been gone from the company for 2 years,
Yep,
and now
fact,
he's
2 years.
in AEW. The shocking thing is, if
Shield.
you kept watching the show, later on, during a Seth Rollins segment, they showed a video package, and they showed Dean Ambrose when
Yes, they did.
him and Seth were
That's
part
correct.
of the Shield.
So with
And-
Seth Rollins here in the middle, Seth Rollins is mixing a little storyline with Edge, and he did show a video package of Seth Rollins, his accomplishments and stuff, and they did show Dean Ambrose. But here's the thing. WWE owns, yes, Dean Ambrose is John Moxley in AEW. John Moxley is in AEW. The same guy is in AEW now. But WWE owns the name Dean Ambrose. Trademarks the name Dean Ambrose. So they can still show him they can still show him legally. In video packages and stuff. They can still do that. Because they own that name.
And this was very interesting. And now there are rumors that possibly Dean Ambrose could show up at SummerSlam and either...
Now this is where it's bullshit. There is no rumors of Dean Ambrose coming at SummerSlam, returning at SummerSlam. And you want to know something? No legit people. I know legit people who have inside information with AEW, WWE, whatever. I'm friends with some of them. There's nothing there. It's total BS. And he's not leaving AEW to come back to WWE. He's really enjoying himself in AEW. I can see it. When he started in AEW and he's now in AEW, he seems to be fresh. He seems motivated. He ain't leaving AEW back for WWE, and he's not coming back at SummerSlam. This is a bullshit rumor. But let's see what he has to say.
Interfere in the John Cena Roman Reigns match or in the Seth Rollins Edge match. Now, the problem with this rumor of Dean Ambrose showing up at SummerSlam is that he's currently signed to a contract with AEW. But there's always loopholes. There's always possibilities of, him breaking the contract or being...
No. Here's the thing. AEW, they have contracted wrestlers, right, employees, right? But they do let them wrestle on the indie scene, in the indie circuit. Like smaller wrestling companies, they do. But they won't but not with WWE. WWE is not an indie circuit company. WWE and AEW don't work together. AEW has been working with New Japan, Impact Wrestling, NWA. I don't know about ROH, but they've never worked with WWE. And if he breaks that rule and goes to WWE, he could get sued. Sued by AEW. So this is false. AEW will let you work with other companies. They'll let your employees work with other companies, but not with WWE. WWE will not let WWE doesn't let the wrestlers work with other companies. With other wrestling companies. It doesn't matter if it's AEW, Impact, whatever, Ring of Honor. They won't let them work with those companies or even independent states. AEW will, except with WWE, because AEW and WWE, whether WWE doesn't admit this or not, they really are, I don't know what they're seeing. AEW is their competition, and it's getting better every week, where WWE is becoming more of a boring show every week. and AEW is just getting better every week. But this is bullshit. He knows that. Moxley knows that. He can't do it. He's legally not allowed. He could get sued by AEW. There's loopholes, obviously, but I'm pretty sure they're iron tight here. Let's see what else he has to say.
Fired or whatever. So, the question is Dean Ambrose coming back to WWE?
No.
But from what I've been told,
Let's see.
Dean Ambrose, who goes by John Moxley now, is not coming back to WWE, at least at SummerSlam. He could be back at some point later this year or next year, because we're not really sure when his contract...
So he says he's not coming back at SummerSlam. And like him, I'm not sure when his contract is running, but I don't see him coming back to WWE even this end of this year or next year. I see him staying in AEW.
Ends in AEW. Why did they mention him on SmackDown and show that video package with him in it? So they wanted to get people talking and get people interested for SummerSlam. Oh, is Dean Ambrose going to show up at SummerSlam? Well, I got to watch it.
No. They said his name because of the back and forth promos between Roman Reigns and John Cena. They get the interest between John Cena and Roman Reigns up to a new level for a SummerSlam match. And if you notice, they haven't gone physical, those two. Everything that's been going on is between promos. I like that with the two biggest stars ever. Like, Roman Reigns is like the current biggest star on WWE, right? Not the level of Cena is, because Roman Reigns is the top star week after week, but Cena is like the bigger mega star for years and years, for like almost 20 years now, arguably. Maybe 15 to 20 years. But he mentioned everything that Roman Reigns, what happened with Roman Reigns in the past since he came up. And how Roman Reigns is irrelevant, he's a douche, he's the reason he drove Dean Ambrose away. Whatever. There's just to hype up more of the Cena and Roman Reigns match, because they haven't got physical. That's the only reason they mentioned Dean Ambrose. Not because he's returning.
To find out. So from
even though it could sound like foreshadowing, in this case it's not foreshadowing a return.
Hearing right now, he's not going to show up at SummerSlam.
Yeah, right.
He could show up later this year or next year.
Don't believe it either.
If he wants to return.
Bullshit.
The door's open for him. The
I'm
door
sure
has
it is.
opened. He was banned for a long time from WWE because
he didn't leave on bad terms. He just didn't like the direction he was going. He was Dean Ambrose in his interview. He was thankful for WWE. He didn't leave. He has no hard feelings towards WWE. He just didn't like what's happening to him and his character. But it wasn't like he wasn't like shitting on the company. He was thankful for it, for giving him opportunity.
he left and went to AEW, but now
it's time for a change from him.
Has changed his mind about Dean Ambrose.
Bullshit.
And if he wants to come back to WWE, the door is now open.
I'm sure the door's always been open for him to come back to WWE. Okay. But I don't think it's happening I don't think it's gonna. It's possible in the future, but I don't think it's gonna happen for a while.
Sasha Banks has
oh my god! Now Sasha Banks.
Her shocking new ring gear.
Oh, these fucking ads.
So on Friday Night SmackDown,
so he's talking about ring gear now with Sasha Banks.
Bianca Belair had their contracts signed.
This is true. This happened.
That wasn't the shocking part on the show.
What was the shocking part?
Instead, it was Sasha Banks' debut of her brand new ring gear.
That's not ring
Sasha
gear.
Banks has worn the same ring gear for
quite
a while, and there's been variations, but it's basically been like a sparkly.
This
shiny,
is ring gear. Yes, this is ring gear right here.
Ring gear set thing. Fans were pretty shocked when she debuted.
This is not ring gear. This is not ring gear.
Non-PG ring gear, which was made of black leather. And
this is ring gear.
Some fans were upset, like, oh, you know, I want Sasha Banks to wear the ring gear she's always worn. Because she's a heel, she has decided to have a more heelish ring gear, a heelish looking ring gear.
Her face and heel ring gear has always been the same. But this is not ring gear. This is a contract sign. This is, if you look. Bianca Belair, who her opponent is not a ring gear either. That's just regular wear. Yeah, Sasha Banks is. Yeah, this is
on the show. Instead, it was.
I can see why you can
Sasha
mistake this with ring gear, but this is not ring
debut
gear.
Of her brand new ring
This is
gear.
this is a
now,
tire.
Sasha Banks has worn
This
the
is
same
ring
ring
gear.
for quite a while, and there's been variations, but it's basically been like a sparkly, shiny, a two-piece ring gear set thing. Fans were pretty shocked when she debuted her kind of, let's just say non-PG
Non-PG.
ring gear, which was made of black leather. And some fans were upset, like, oh, I want Sasha Banks to wear.
I seen her live, in person, and up close and personal, at a WWE event. I know what ring gear she wore, and I know what ring. I could tell you what ring gear is, and what not is ring gear. I could tell you one thing. This is ring gear.
Wear the ring gear she's always worn because
This
she's
is not.
a heel. She has decided to have a more heelish ring gear, a heelish looking ring gear.
Sometimes heels and face when somebody is a heel or their face, they do tend to change the ring gear. With Sasha Banks, her heel and face ring gear has always been the same.
Ring gear is made of black leather. It has a bunch of metal chains all over it.
Yeah.
She also has
boots.
Black long leather gloves that go up over her elbows. And she wears a bunch of also chains around her neck. Necklaces, chains, whatever you want to call them. But this is to signify that Sasha Banks is not the same wrestler, does not have the same character or persona from the past.
See, that's bullshit. Her character has always been the same, whether it's a face or a heel. Yes, as a heel, she has to be more calculated, more vicious, but it's still the boss gimmick. Even as a her as a baby face, she's a better heel than baby face. I'll give you that. As a heel, she has to be more calculated, more vicious, and more arrogant. Even as a face, she's more arrogant, but she's not as. But she's not different. She's not different. Her persona, she's kind of the same as a heel and a face. It's just that she has to be more
liked, booed.
heel-like.
Some fans remarked online it's a very dominant looking ring gear, and they believe that it fits her.
This is not ring gear.
Meaner, more evil persona.
More evil persona.
And the rumor is that she's going to wrestle at SummerSlam in a ring gear that is not this exact ring gear, but very similar to this ring gear. This was
at SummerSlam. She might have a special kind of ring gear, because sometimes through this big pay-per-views, the superstars do tend to be creative with ring gear. But like I said over and over, this is not ring gear.
It's kind of a tease, like, hey, if you tune into SummerSlam, you're going to, see the new Sasha Banks, and you'll see brand new ring gear, just like you
might
did
be a ring gear, but it's not. It's not going to be like this.
And don't forget to let me know what are your thoughts on Sasha Banks's brand new ring gear.
You know my thoughts
and
on this.
Baron Corbin.
Okay. This guy has some outrageous rumors that no concrete evidence. With the Baron Corbin thing, he may get suspended, I don't know. But he's not going to be forced to give it back. Not to a babyface. This can happen in a match or something. The Dean Ambrose thing. It's John Moxley. He's staying in AEW. He's not coming back. They mentioned him on last night on SmackDown, but that's just to get the Roman Reigns, to build up the heat between Roman Reigns and John Cena. But Ambrose is staying. He's not coming back at SummerSlam or end of this year or next year. Maybe he'll come back at WWE in the future, but I don't see it for some time. I don't know when his contract runs out with AEW. And yes, he can legally wrestle outside of AEW, but not with WWE, unless WWE and AEW come to some working relationship, which would be like WWE working with WCW. Yeah, and Sasha Banks' ring gear is ridiculous because that's not ring gear. If you look at the segment that she wore it out to, Bianca Belair, her challenger, did not wear her ring gear. She wore regular casual clothing to the contract signing. Bianca Belair, she always tends to dress a little bit more over the top when she's not in wrestling gear too. She's been doing that in the past. It's just not ring gear. It's not ring gear. I don't know what this guy's getting is. I don't know how guys can differentiate the ring gear and regular attire or whatever with Sasha Banks. You see the contrast. It's really stupid. Maybe he's just open the eyes a little and look at whatever. Sasha Banks tends to wear when she's not in ring gear, she tends to be flat. She come and show off with the regular wear whatever she likes. When not as wrestling ring gear, she tends to show off. But you know what? If she's comfortable in that stuff, whatever. I'm not talking. It's not about what a woman could wear or want. What a woman could wear, whatever. It's about what the difference between ring gear and, oh my god, and non-ring gear. If you're a wrestling fan, you understand. Because if you're wrestling, you see Sasha Banks, you'll understand. So yeah, I just wanted this is Wrestling Nonsense 3. Tell me your thoughts in the comments below. What is about this guy? If he's Wrestling News now, he has almost 840,000 subscribers, but not a lot of views. But tell me your thoughts down below. Like, comment, subscribe. You know what? Before I let you guys go. You know what? No. I'm doing a stream on Spawn later tonight, but here's the thing. Like, comment, subscribe, right? So, before I go out, like, comment, subscribe down below, tell your friends, and, yeah, and this, before I go, I'll let you...
Too sweet! Sweet! Too sweet! Too sweet!
See ya!